Hello and welcome to this week's edition of BS with AJ. This week's going to be part one of several videos of me building a baby crib out of walnut. Stick around. I found this walnut in a pile of wood that I had bought at an auction. It was just a mixed pile of rough cut lumber. I went and got it all planed down, and it looks really nice, so I'm glad I found it. It looks like it's going to be just enough to make this crib, and it's going to look great. Alright, our first step is going to be making our four corner posts. I found a 2x6 piece of walnut, and what we're going to do is cut them all down to 36 inches, and then I'm going to rip it down to 3 inches. We're going to glue two of those together to make one post. That way we have a 3x3 post on all four corners to make sure it's good and strong. Alright, now that we got them planed down nice and smooth, we're going to go ahead and rip these down to 3 inches wide. Alright, your next step is to go ahead and set your legs up like you're going to glue them. Now what I've done here is I've gone ahead and I've marked out where I'm going to put my screws. I came 2.5 inches from the edge and from that edge down there. And then I went ahead and split it into 3 sections so I could put 2 more sets of screws here. So there's going to be 8 screws in each of these boards to make sure it's held good and tight together. I've marked mine 3/4 of an inch from the edge here, and I made sure to make them all the same so it's going to look nice. What I'm going to do is I'm going to counterbore this 3/8 of an inch in, and I'm going to use a dowel rod to cover it up after I put the screw in there so the screw is not visible. Alright, I've got my drill press set up with a 3/8 inch drill bit. I've got a piece of tape here marking 3/8 of an inch from the bottom of the drill bit, and we're going to go ahead and drill each one of these spots that we marked earlier in all of these boards. That's going to be where our dowel rods are going to go. Alright, now we're going to start cutting the wood for our headboard and our footboard. We're going to cut these to 32 inches, which is slightly oversized to make sure that everything lines up right. We're going to come back and trim it down to 30 inches after we get it all glued up and everything's square. Alright, now that we have all of our boards lined up the way we want them, we squared up one edge, and what we're going to do, we measured from this end down 2.5 inches. And then we measure from the far end, 2.5 inches in. That's where we're going to put our dowel rods. And then we're going to measure it in between there and divide it into 3 sections to put 2 more dowels in. So we got them spaced 9 inches apart. Alright, now what we're going to do is use our doweling jig that we made in a previous video, and we're going to go ahead and drill our holes for all the dowels that we're going to put in here. well, that's all the time we have this week. So far what we have done is our 4 corner posts have been glued and screwed together and cut down to pretty close to the size we need. We have our head and our footboard cut down to pretty close to the size we need, and we've glued them together as well. Next week we're going to be cutting them down to the exact size and connecting them together, finishing up our head and our footboard. Hope you enjoyed this week's project. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you have any good ideas for other projects that you'd like to see, leave me a comment and I'll get to it. Consider supporting us on Patreon so we can do bigger and better projects.